Hello and welcome back. I'm Arumba. Thank you for joining me. Let's play some more campaign in EU4. This is the Korean Sweet Choson Turtles. We're at peace. We're going to upgrade these things. Actually, before we do the centers of trade, I want to get the zone of control down here started if possible. Nope. We're building stuff already. What are we building? Shipyards and manufactories and stuff. It'll take a while. Whatever. In that case, yeah, let's do some of these. We're gonna go after Bengal next, I think. New Spain wants to get supported independence. We're gonna say nope to that. This army drill. So we're gonna fight Mr. Bengal next. Bengal's on tech 20 to our tech 20. I imagine that he does have some forts. He actually has a level 6 fort. Look at him. Fancy. Level 2 there. Level 4. Capital fort's at level 3. He's allied to one province minor, level 1 fort, Limbuwan. Terrifying. Absolutely terrifying. It's mothballing a lot of forts. Most of them are level 2. I see a level... 1 level 6, 2 level 4s. Alright. That's doable. Actually have you go to like here. There. Grab one of the support stacks off. Just have it kind of move up north. Alright. Is that Spain and India? Of course. It's not that surprising, right? I mean... Charter trade companies been a thing for quite a while. It happens in almost every campaign. AI is super excited about it too. They do it all the time. I mean, I've seen the Pope buying provinces. And I do think it's even more prevalent with the very hard difficulty because of the ridiculous amount of money that they end up having. Same reason why they have so many manufactories themselves. Because there's just nothing to spend money on. They just go crazy. Let's drill again for a bit. This was the primary suppression stack. It should be extending suppression all the way over to the newly conquered territories. We could probably pull the artillery off this stack because I'm just going to leave it in the capital and have it suppress from here. And it doesn't need artillery for that. So we'll pull the artillery down to this province. And I think I'll swap out another like 20,000 infantry to add to the infantry suppression stack. If we're going to do this, though, it actually would be better... No, I changed my mind. Stay here, stay drilling. We want to use the newest hires, the ones that have, like, no drill. I'm not going to be super micro-heavy and just find only that type, but newly trained guys with no drill are clearly superior. Because we want the drilled guys in the front line. Manufactories have spawned, and we spawned it! Oh my god! We actually managed to spawn it, despite the AI having god-awful huge numbers of manufactories everywhere. Sweet. Chong-chking! Chong-chking! Nice. So, we get local goods plus 0.5 in Chong-chking, where we make grain of all things. Neat. We also gain monarch points and stuff. Now we have too many monarch points. So, let's continue to do development. We are 11 years ahead of time, and we have too many monarch points by a boatload. I think I'm just going to spend all of our Diplo points right now. The most developed Korea ever. We're awesome. There. We have 3,700 development. We are... Spain's doing pretty well, but a huge portion of his power is coming from his subject development, and that's not really his direct power. Auto-clicker on the development button? I could. You say that probably as a joke, but I definitely could do that. pull the 3-star guy off, put the awful ruler there, and have the 3-star Mac Hyper help out with this. We need to get our army tradition back up again. Gain base stacks in order to make the gang family do stuff. No. I'd rather not. We're gonna die soon. That's definitely a thing. I think we do want to counter-espionage the Ottomans and Spain, because they're gonna keep fabricating claims and doing stuff I don't like. Spend some diplomats on that. We want to spy on Bengal. We do want to spy on Ayutthaya. Uzbek. We've got 2 claims on. Let's get one more claim on Uzbek, and then I think we stop. Arumba, you checked wrong province for manufacturing production bonus. Oh, I did? Sure. You're right. Chongqing is actually spices. Fancy. Proto-industrial mill is basically just like 2.5 extra production. It's not a huge bonus, but we also have prosperity growing. Obviously, we already have the manufactory. This is what you want to see. You want to see workshop, manufactory. Bam, bam. Province makes 3.29 ducats a month, all by itself. It's quite a bit, and that's also not including the trade income. Most of our money is made local. We produce it. 238 ducats a month in production, and then we transfer that into also another 300 or so of trade. Very little of the wealth is coming from the New World. Should be able to see it here. Incoming 45. 25 is just coming from Girin. We're only getting 20 ducats from Mexico. Everything else we make here. Local, homegrown, Chinese production. Alright, let's go murder Bengal. Unified China only applies to one province. Let's do subject claims. That is a level 6 fort, so we're definitely going to want to have Jan Schneider there. Also a mountain. Could be dangerous. Reinforcement stack can come from behind. You guys go to there and there. Pull forward another level 4 stack. That's going to train some extra artillery, but it's okay. Actually, that's kind of dumb. We already have artillery. They're just in the wrong stack. This is why, Paradox. It'd be so much better if I could just have area-based supply and park the whole damn army in one province. Because then I would know exactly what I have, you know? Arumba, why are you collecting with Merchant in Beijing node when you can transfer from Girin for an extra 10% trade efficiency? Because it's not trade efficiency. Okay. Hey. I don't think that there's an easy way to explain this. Like, someone in chat can't just answer this question for me, unfortunately. But it's so easy for people to make mistakes with trade. I'm doing it right. Your question is flawed. Your understanding of the mechanic is flawed. Not my fault. It's probably not your fault. It's just too complicated. But transferring here is not going to give us anything. Are you trolling? Before we go any further, is it a troll question? Because this is the same question we had a few days ago. Or do you honestly think that it's better to transfer from Girin? Now I don't know, even if you say you aren't trolling, if you are I don't know. Someone in chat answer the question for him. Just explain why it's correct to do it the way I'm doing it. Go ahead. I know you want to. We need leaders on the front line. We don't have enough generals to do any drilling, annoyingly. That general's way too good to be not on the front line. We want probably Videk to be drilling the home stack. What is the province with the absolute highest supply? 73, 69. Beijing's got 73. Canton is also 73. I guess can't really go anywhere else. Not trolling, just dumb. Alright, so okay. I'm gonna trust you that you're not trolling. The bonus you're thinking of is not trade efficiency. You're thinking about if we steer from here that we're going to get another 10% trade power multiplier, which is true. But if we do that, if we send our merchant from our capital node to here, we're essentially giving up a 10% actual trade efficiency bonus. See the bottom of the tooltip, it says merchant present plus 10. Actual trade efficiency bonus by having the merchant present gives plus 10% more income. So we're only collecting 166 ducats. But because we have so much increased trade power efficiency, we increase the amount of money we make from that value by 92% extra. 10% again being because the merchant's here. If I move the merchants elsewhere, we get rid of the 10% efficiency bonus and we turn it into a trade power multiplier bonus of an extra 10%. We don't need more trade power. We have 99% control of the node. So increasing our trade power multiplier is bad. Increasing our income efficiency multiplier is good. He said he understood? Sure, but I mean, we're talking about it now and I'm not gonna just cut off mid-sentence because there could be people on YouTube who don't understand. Or other people in chat who are just now starting to understand it based on that explanation. It's a very understandable thing to get confused by, I think. Trade is one of the most complicated systems in the game. We're going to send these other 10 artillery forward. That's going to push us up to 19. Let's make sure we have... I'm just going to send the whole thing. I don't want to be engaging this mountain fort with not a big army. I'd rather they just let me take it slowly. There's also a fort over here, level 4, that we could go after. Let's dispatch... We need to get some more artillery on the front line. Level 4 army to here. So if you go to there. What is the most complicated system in the game? Probably trade, actually. Yeah. Trade and or possibly, I could see the argument. You could say that the math on colonial nation tariffs, that's a pretty complicated system too. We're going to extend the suppression range of the Beijing army all the way down into here. I don't really want this army to actually come down and fight these rebels, but you can suppress their effects from halfway across the planet, so that's what we're looking for. This army is... It's a reinforcement stack of infantry. We're doing well enough on manpower, and this is a mountain fort, and there's easily 100,000 troops that are looking at us, so I'm just going to pile the whole thing together so that they don't pick off my 20 stack when I'm not paying attention. Let's send this army... These are... I feel like... Are these mountain... Some of these mountain passes feel different than I remember. I remember this. I remember Manipur being a thing. Because I played as... Hale, who's like right around here. And I remember building a fort in Manipur. But, like, this mountain... Has this mountain range always been here? I feel like this is a weird new little path. I don't remember it being this tight here. I remember this one. I remember this one. It's not new? This one's not new, huh? Really? Okay. Okay. Well, our subject is actually trying to help out, and he's got a tiny little army. Let's just push forward with a little bit. This other army is gonna be over there soonish. I never did finish the Eat Your Greens achievement, you're right. Got lazy. Gives us an extra general. I'm gonna have I am Dr. Walrus move forward. Game always seems to run so much worse whenever you're at war. I'm not really sure why it calculates so poorly just because you're at war. And I guess we're beelining for his capital now. He did have a mothballed fort here, but it's only level 2. Let's actually just go that way. This army then. This is a relatively easy war. I'm probably overthinking its difficulty. That's 98,000 troops though with a 3-star general. 4522. Siege specialist. And we are the aggressor in a mountain. So he could. I'm kind of surprised he's not engaging me. He just let me get control of the fort. Brilliant. That's a mistake on his part. Let's move one province adjacent, see if he tries to retake the fort. If he does, we'll go engage him, because I think we'll be fine. Apparently he's going to attack me with a 5-stack. Is that true? No. They've decided against moving to Lhasa. Is the mod list up to date? Should be. I can't imagine why it wouldn't be. Lose sailors. Uh-oh. Uh-oh, 1444. Guys, hold the phone. We just lost 13k sailors. What are we gonna do? Shit. We're fucked. Sorry. I don't know why I'm swearing so much. It's just, you know, I'm really upset. I'm really upset about our sailor count. Big deal. Very frustrated by our sudden lack of sailors. Hide sailors from the event? You're right, we should do that. We should totally protect that sailor count because it's super, super, super important. Okay, they do have armies that are moving through the mountain fort here. And that's a weird composition. He's got a 4600 general, but he's got 19 artillery in that stack. We're already working on the next fort though, and I don't think they're gonna make any progress on this level 6 mountain fort. We should have plenty of time. We've just won the siege of his capital, so I guess there's that. Now Spain attacks because of weak sailor count. It could definitely happen. That or the Ottomans. We're probably about due for an Ottoman war, right? Yeah, look at that. We have no truce with the Ottomans. I predict within the next 5 years the Ottomans attacks us. Again. For reasons. Cool, we took another mountain fort. Tir Hut has fallen. 120,000 Bengalans trying desperately to take their capital back. Let's separate peace Limbuwan. After our army is out of their territory, so we don't get black flagged. Just in case. I guess we'll force religion on them, why not? Whatever. Could use a tiny bit of prestige. Alright. You guys can head over up through here. Arumba, does AI use the ledger? As in, does it know how to use all the info that the player can read from there? No. They do not use the ledger, not like you and I do. They use a similar system if you consider the relative strength of alliance. Relative strength of alliance is a complex formula. It's not just X troops versus X troops. It's, to the best of my anecdotal experience here on this, it's a combination, and I would guess that they equally weight force limit, current manpower, current army size, manpower recovery rate, income, and potentially therefore mercs. Like, all of these things go into the equation that basically says how much power do you have. And I think it was Riemann Paradox who actually did a test where he was looking at the Protestant Reformation and the League War, and there is a number that is calculated to determine your strength and whether or not you become the League leader. The League leader score is, I think, the most correct, most clear indicator for where the relative strength of alliance value comes from. It's comparing that number to your number. And the way he had tested it actually went and showed that quantity ideas increases your Protestant League leader score the most because it increases force limit, manpower recovery, etc. But the problem is, and this is another one reason why the AI usually loses wars that they, or declares wars even that they shouldn't. It doesn't factor in a lot of other things. Like, they don't check combat ability. They don't check discipline. They don't check to see if you've got, you know, crazy... if your economy is strong enough, you can field a full back row of artillery when they can't. And they don't really factor that in, and they just declare anyway. Why is he doing this? It's his capital. Remember, I think it was yesterday, I had mentioned how when you start a siege on the capital, it does a special check that forces the AI to try to salvage the capital. So most likely the armies were responding to me beginning the siege. We sieged it so fast that it fell, and now he's desperate to get it back because it's his capital, which affects his enthusiasm. +5 war enthusiasm just for controlling your capital. It also causes huge amounts of monthly war exhaustion, so he wants it back. His army is not strong enough to beat any of my armies, so he's afraid to, like, go to carpet siege mode. You can tell. You can definitely tell when the AI switches gears. It's super obvious. Barely an inconvenience. You know how, like, sometimes if you have, for example, no forts, the AI will, like, wander off into Siberia, and then their stack will arrive, and then they'll break up into little one-province siege squads. They will transition. They will do that. But not if they don't think that their army is safe. Exactly how they calculate if it's safe or not, I couldn't tell you, but I wouldn't feel safe if I were him, so... Oh great, our queen is also dead now. Fantastic. If he takes his capital back, then that's fine. We'll take that mountain, and it's also good. Let the leader go that way, and the non-leader stack take care of that. Hey, we lost the capital. That's fine. We've got the level 6 mountain fort and this level 4 mountain fort. We're working on these two, and his 100 stack could easily kill either of these 23 stacks if I keep them separate. So if we see his army, we'll probably need to retreat after 12 days and have whichever army he engages retreat onto the other army. Also means that these armies need to reconverge for safety. This is a leaderless siege now. Apparently we either lost a general or... Yeah, I think we lost one. Pegu fell, though. Okay, who shall lead? We need a general. Arumba, how do you deal with the limit of states that you control? I think you need to be more specific. Lincoln Paint. Interesting name. Link with an N. Lincoln. Instead of Lincoln Park, Lincoln Paint. Okay, not great, but, you know, I mean, can't really get that upset. We don't have fantastic ideas for generals this campaign. Alright, I'm gonna take a short break here while I try to understand what this gentleman's question was. See you again in the next episode. As always, I'll see you soon. Thank you.